Welcome back to the Ant-Man channel on this Monday, the 4th of February 2013. In the news, we have by Joseph Farr. Joseph Farr is a founder. He's the founder, editor, and CEO of W&D and a nationally syndicated columnist with Creators Syndicate. He is the author of co-author of 13 books, including his latest, The Tea Party Manifesto, and his classic Taking America Back, now in its third edition and 14th printing. Farr is the former editor of the legendary Sacramento Union and other major market dailies, and he writes under commentary between the lines, why is government stockpiling guns, ammo? Exclusive, Joseph Farr examines Obama's plan for civilian national security force. If you're still supporting Obama, you need to wake up. Period. You need to stop holding us all back. You need to wake up. You need to stop being selfish and admit to yourself that you've been lied to, and stop leeching off of the government that leeches off of the hardworking people of America. How dare you? Shame on you, man. Shame on you for sitting on your lazy ass all day and not doing anything about anything. I mean, it's time to get to the root of the problem, and the root of the problem is not going to be spending more and more and raising the debt ceiling. It's ridiculous, you guys. For you Obama supporters, you guys are not going to see the truth until it is too late, man. I'm afraid that you guys are just that stupid, that you guys are going to drive yourself more and more into this hellhole, and that you guys are going to finally wake up when we're waking up to a police state in the middle of martial law. Like, no joke. You guys are that stupid, I think, that you guys are going to play patty cake with these idiots until it's too late, man. And then we're all in the same boat. And then I'm not going to be too, I'm not going to hold back any truth to any of you guys now or if that happens. And God forbid that happens. And it's up to you to help get out of the way so that we can come get and audit the Fed and do all what we need to do and get out of our way. You guys are idiots. You guys all have an opinion but no facts behind your opinions. You guys are a bunch of morons. Like, just please get out of our way. You guys let the real men and the real women of this country do the job, and stop pretending to be so righteous. And so you guys are such conceited little trendies. Like, it makes me absolutely grossed out to look at you. In the U.S. government getting ready for a war we don't know about, and if that's why Washington is stockpiling massive amounts of ammunition, hollow points by the way, why is Homeland Security doing the buying instead of the Defense Department? I have some theories. Many of you will remember a story I broke a long time ago about presidential candidate Barack Obama's little notice announcement that if elected in 2008, he wanted to create a civilian national security force as big, as strong, and as well funded as the Defense Department. Here's what he actually said at a campaign stop in Colorado, July 2nd, 2008. We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded. And there's even a video here where I've seen this video, and I've heard it replayed so many times that reading it I can already picture it. But you guys could go to this page and go look at it for yourself. Why is government stockpiling guns and ammo? Under commentary at WND.com. What could we see happening now in the Department of Homeland Security be the beginning of Obama's dream and our constitutional nightmare? We've learned more about Obama's vision since then. Maybe it's time for a review. He made the campaign promise to build this $439 billion domestic army, but all references to the initiative were inexplicably deleted from the copy of his speech posted on his website, while others mysteriously disappeared from transcripts of the speech distributed by the campaign. That was strange and ominous. At the time, I never heard anyone use the phrase civilian national security force before, but I did a little homework and found out where it originated. It was first proposed by then Bush administration Defense Secretary Robert Gates. On that basis alone, I accurately predicted that if elected, Obama would name Gates as his own defense secretary. Needless to say, when that appointment came to pass, no media outlet bothered to interview me about my foresight. Still, during the campaign of 2008, I suggested that what Obama had in mind might be something very sinister indeed, perhaps some kind of domestic Big Brother program. We need heard another mention of Obama's civilian national security force again, not in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, or 2012. But that brings us up to 2013 and the highly unusual stockpiling of firearms and ammo by Homeland Security, firearms and ammo that Obama would like to deny to ordinary civilians who are not members of his domestic army. Well, I hate to say, but I may have predicted this too. I was joking. I was deadly serious. I wasn't joking, I was deadly serious. So serious, in fact, that I did something I pledged I would never do. Vote for Mitt Romney. It was a matter of self-defense and self-preservation. I said then that a second term of Obama might mean we would never see another free and fair election in America. I'm not even sure we saw one in 2012, and you're dumb if you think you didn't. It's absolutely rigged, you guys. I suggested due process would go the way of the horse and buggy. I said I expected Obama would move every single time, This phone never fails, you guys, to be rude and just absolutely interrupt me. I said I expected Obama would move to shut down or destroy all independent media. I even speculated that his biggest critics would eventually be rounded up in the name of national security. Think about it. Why doesn't the civilian Department of Homeland Security need billions of rounds of ammunition? This is the agency that is responsible for policing the border, but it doesn't. This is the agency that is responsible for catching terrorists, but it doesn't. So why does Homeland Security need so many weapons and enough hollow point rounds to plug every American 6 times? Maybe this is the civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded as the Defense Department. These words, civilian national security force, have haunted me ever since I first read them. Obama has never explained what he meant. He's never been called to account for that remark. Doesn't this sound like police state talk to you? The U.S. Army alone has nearly 500,000 troops. That doesn't count reserves or National Guard. In 2007, the U.S. defense budget was $439 billion. No one knows what the budget is today because Congress stopped passing budgets when Obama took office. If Obama's serious about creating some kind of domestic security force bigger and more expensive than that, is this part of his second term agenda? He has also set up, as I have reported, a Homeland Security bureaucracy to operate under his own direction. I think it's worth recalling here that just over a year ago, both houses of Congress unwisely passed the defense reauthorization bill that killed the concept of habeas corpus, the legislation that authorized the president to use the U.S. military to arrest and indefinitely detain American citizens without charge or trial. The legislation would empower a lame duck Obama to use all of the power of the federal government, constitutional and unconstitutional, to target his political enemies. If any Republican, conservative, independent, journalist, pro-life activist, returning veteran, gun right activist, constitutionalist, Bible believer, or critic of Obama thinks they will be safe in a second term under this would-be despot, they had better think again real fast. The civilian national security force is not here to protect any of them. It's here to destroy the opposition. It's here to destroy liberty. It's here to destroy the Constitution. Whoa, there you have it. Why is Homeland Security buying stockpiling ridiculous amounts of hollow point ammunition? Well, because Obama is for war. It's like his campaign was called Forward, just like in, in Isaiah, or it was maybe it was in Chronicles, Old Testament. When I first heard the campaign slogan for Obama's second term campaign, and he get office again, his campaign slogan was forward, and forward with what? Forward with your nonsense. I mean, what it makes me really remember is in the Old Testament, the word froward was used as a way to describe the children of Israel were being froward in their ways, like they were fighting a lot. They were fighting with their enemies a lot, and the king at that time, and excuse me, because I've only been reading my Bible for like not even a year now, and but because so I don't got people's names down yet. I wish I did, and one day I know I will. But the king at that time, king of Judah, king of Israel, he was fighting with everyone. This was when they already had split up. The two tribes and the other 10 tribes already split up. There was civil war going on. They were also fighting with other people, and they were being froward, like they weren't repenting. They weren't going back to fix other things, and they kept doing what they were doing, thinking that they were gonna fix it. Well, that's what Obama's slogan reminds me of. It reminds me of not reevaluating what you're doing, but just keep on doing what you're doing. But it's all engineered on his part. It's not like he doesn't know. But it also reminds me of, if you take the D out, it's for war. It literally says for war. Yeah, Obama wants to go to war. They get ridiculously rich off of going to war. The hollow points that Homeland Security is buying is for us, because the people do not go along with the government these days. A lot of us don't, and that number is only growing every day. And those hollow points are for you and me, man. They're for you and me. If we stand in the way of them trying to, declare martial law while there's war going on, then if you stand in the way, you're probably gonna get a bullet, man. And that's not a good thing. That's why we need to keep our guns. That's why we need to keep our guns first and foremost, because we can't just lay down to whatever the powers that be want to do to us.